Hello, Sarah of SEK Handmade here, and welcome to my Learn to Crochet series. Today I'll be sharing with you how to work a single crochet. Let's go. You're going to work the height of your next row of stitches and then work again. So when you're working flat, you're going to work across, work the height, flip your work over, and work back again. So you're always going to be working a row of stitches, going up in height, working a row of stitches. The height of a single crochet is very short, so we're only going to skip one of the chains we've created to get the height of our very first row. Then I'm going to work into the back bump of our second chain from our hook. So I'm going to insert my hook into that back bump from front to back. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through both of my loops. Let's talk about those steps again. I'm going to insert into the back bump of my chain, my very next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on my hook. Now, I pulled through both loops in one smooth motion, but you absolutely do not have to do that. You can insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through one loop, pause, and then pull through the next loop to work your single crochet. The important thing is that you're pulling through both of those loops after the first loop you pull up without yarning over again. So insert your hook, pull up a loop. I have found that very frequently this is where people will skip the step of yarning over, and they'll just take the loop they've pulled up from their chain or from the stitch and just pull through. That's called a slip stitch. That is like no height at all, and so it's not going to give you the same effect. You will find your progress if you just create a whole bunch of slip stitches to be incredibly slow because of the minuscule height that it gives. So when you're working your single crochet, don't forget, work into your chain or stitch, pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through both loops. I've worked 4 stitches. I'm going to work one more, and this one can be a little harder to see because you've got the knot of your very first slip knot right there, and so it can be a little confusing, but this is my last one. Also, you can count your V's on the top. I said I have 5 stitches I'm going to make, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 V's, so I have one more to make. So I'm going to insert into the back bump, and this last one can be a little hard. You're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. Now, I've worked one row of single crochets. If I'm going to work my next row of single crochets, the first thing I need to do is chain 1 to get the height of my next row. So what I'm going to do is yarn over and chain. You can either chain and then turn your work, which is my personal preference but makes no difference, or you can turn your work and then chain. Either way totally works. So to chain is just like your starting chain. You're going to yarn over and just pull through the one loop on your hook. Now let's look to where we're going to put our first stitch of the next row. This is my chain I just made. This is where I'm going to insert my hook to make my next single crochet. So again, skipping this chain, inserting into the little V or braid that was made by my stitch below, and I'm going to work it just like I did working into the chain. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. My next V is right there. I'm going to insert my hook from front to back, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. There's my third stitch, inserting into the V, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarning over, pulling through both loops. I want to do one more stitch, and then I want to show you this last stitch of your first row can be a little funky, but if I count again, 1, 2, 3, 4, I need one more stitch. So I'm going to insert my hook through that V, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And just like my last row, to start my next row, I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, skip my chain, and work into my very first stitch. And that is how you work a single crochet. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, I would love it if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. And then be sure to check out the rest of my Learn to Crochet playlist. There are lots of tutorials and tips there to help you work through all the beginning stages of learning to crochet. It is always my goal to help you grow confidently in your craft. Thank you so much for joining me, and happy crafting!